Getting a pink sweater is a bad idea. One reason. Family here in the audience tonight. My wife is here. She never misses an opportunity to laugh at me and my jokes. Shout out to my mom, who will be watching this later on YouTube. Please don't heckle me. Who's watching? Make sure your computer volume is turned all the way up. So, some of you may know, as he just said it, I won the Triangle's Funniest Accountant in 2010, and they asked me to come back and compete tonight as a reward. It's a terrible reward. I think the best reward for public speaking should be no more public speaking. It's kind of like, when you win senior class president, high schoolers don't realize, well, I imagine it's a nice event, being homeschooled and all, but what these high schoolers don't realize is that they're going to be senior class president for the rest of their life, and they're going to be planning class parties forever. I'm pretty sure the only reason people plan to live past 70 is to attend their class parties, share pictures of their grandkids. At least I imagine that's what it's like. A lot has changed since 2010. Let's see, what has changed? Oh, I was still homeschooler. That one never changed. Thank you, Mom. Let's see, my wife and I have had 2 kids. Thank you, that made it all worth it. My wife always wanted to be a mother. She's a wonderful mother, but not as good as you. She's a wonderful mother. There was really only one time I ever doubted her commitment to be a mother. It was at the birth of our daughter, our child. And, it was a fairly uneventful labor. Uneventful for shooting another human being out of your body. But I remember there was this one moment in the middle of it when, I guess it was because of all the pain, but she just did this hand thing. Made the girl heavily. I got a big kick out of it, but I think she thought it was funny later. Anyway, so healthy mom, healthy baby. I'm leading my family out, shut the door, the end of visiting hours. I turn around and I expect this beautiful scene. A loving mother, cooing baby. And I turn around and here's my wife, holding our child, bawling as loudly as she possibly can. My wife is. And I was scared out of my mind. All I could picture was Jimmy Stewart sitting in our hospital bed, holding our child, going, I want to live again, Clarence. I want to live again. It was the scariest moment of my life. I was married to Jimmy Stewart. We also have a 1-year-old son. My wife says he's exactly like me, which explains why he's so lame. Jokes are terrible. He's not here tonight, but he probably should have been. Let's see what else has changed. Oh, I changed jobs. I made a career change. After working, thank you. Thank you. Just wait for the rest of the joke. I've been working in public accounting since 2007. I now work in private accounting. Really want to talk about it. So, let's see what else has changed. I'm not really sure why I chose accounting. Back in 2007, I remember it was my first job out of college. I remember thinking that the last 4 years of my life were a complete waste of time. But I think the real reason I chose accounting was a good piece of advice my father gave me after my senior year of high school. President. Anyway, I remember my father sat me down and he said, son, don't become an artist. It's really more of a threat than advice, but for Anyway, so back in January, I started working at a little place called R&M, a little ad agency in Cary. I don't know who that is, but congratulations, Beverly. Oh, Beverly! Okay. So, I'm the manager of accounting, and we all have these wonderful alternate titles as well. We have the hammer thrower, we have a scout, I am fortune teller. I always wonder about alter titles, right? You never know what the person really does. I saw a person online the other day, and they were the fire juggler. I'm really curious what they actually do. I would assume if I visited their office, they're not actually juggling fire. So anyway, working at R&M since January. Let's see, what else has changed since then? Not a whole lot, not a whole lot. Let's see. Thank you, Mom, for preparing my notes. So our office has a couple of parking lot walkers that walk by our office complex every once in a while. They're kind of small walkers, but they're the outdoor version. One day, one of these walkers walked by and she was doing her speed walk. And she noticed that one of our employees' dogs, Moose, was barking in the window. And he didn't really like that she was walking by. So she saw the dog and she decided that she was going to stop and she was going to smear the dog and taunt the dog. And right as she started smearing the dog, she noticed that we were all standing far back in the window watching her. And all of a sudden her smile, or excuse me, her sneer turned into this weird smile and she did this weird move. It was like Planet the Roxbury meets a seizure, right? So she went. That she and Moose were cool and her bros. That has now become my new favorite gesture after. Anyway, so R&M, a lot about office culture, which is a big change from where I used to work because they didn't really have a culture. Probably the biggest part of R&M's culture is that they're dog friendly. They're very dog friendly. After being bitten twice. I think they should probably worry more about being people-friendly. Who knows? All just a minor misunderstanding. Though it did ruin my favorite pair of jeans and put a hole in my favorite leg. Anyway, that's my time. I'm at Messier. Follow me on Twitter. Sorry.